Bacon. Do you want some LSD tablets?
No thanks, man. I'm good.
How about some DMT?
Not for me.
How about some shrooms?
Yeah, no, sorry, man. No.
Back.
What you've just witnessed right here was a drug deal. These drugs are called psychedelics, and today we're going to be talking to you about how psychedelics affect a young adult's mind. Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about the central nervous system and a healthy brain. The central nervous system is a complex collection of nerves and specialized cells, known as neurons, that transmit signals between different parts of the body. It is essentially the body's electrical wiring. The central nervous system is made up of the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. The central nervous system is controlled by two different components, involuntary and voluntary, also known as autonomic and somatic. Involuntary controls your blood pressure and your breathing rate, while voluntary controls nerves that connect to the brain and spinal cord, as well as movement and sensory receptors. The brain also contains specialized cells called neurons. Neurons send signals to other cells through thin fibers called axons, which cause chemicals known as neurotransmitters to be released at junctions called synapses.
Hi, I'm here today to talk to you about what mental illness is. See, mental illness affects 1 in 4 people worldwide. The thing about mental illness is, there's no definite cure, but there are methods to help deal with this, such as talking to a professional, prescribed medication, and with more research being done, even the possibility of psychedelics as an alternative are being brought up. See, the thing is, before I talk to you about psychedelics, I need to tell you what mental health is. Mental health problems come about when there's an imbalance of the brain chemicals. If there are too many or too little of these chemicals, also known as neurotransmitters, it can lead to things such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, and even more problems. Our moods are dependent on the chemicals in our brain. That's why our mental health is just as important as our physical health. Some essential neurotransmitters include serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and noradrenaline. Serotonin controls our happiness. Low levels can lead to depression. Dopamine, that controls arousal and stimulation. Too little can lead to substance abuse, which even leads to more problems. Endorphins, that controls our physical actions. Too little means you are tired and lethargic. Noradrenaline, too much of that can make you nervous and anxious, and it leads to high blood pressure. Since the brain is such a complex structure, there is no definite cure for mental illness. But again, there are methods to help with it, such as psychedelics. That's what Jonah is going to talk about with you guys next. But first, a word from Kip Robertson.
Hey kids, remember, you don't have to do drugs to be as groovy as me. And, even if you are prescribed, don't do more than your doctor recommends. They know best. Stay groovy.
Thank you, Kip Robertson. What a handsome boy. Now, like Brady said, psychedelic drugs could be used to help those with mental illness, and I'm going to tell you more about that. But first, what is a psychedelic? Also called a hallucinogen, psychedelics alter the states of perception and thought. They often enhance or adjust real things, allowing images and colors to morph. Aside from images, they also affect the senses and emotions through the brain chemical serotonin. Popularized in the 1960s and made illegal shortly after, psychedelics may be making a return to act as an aid for those with mental illness. Through extensive research and not first-hand experience, I found that many psychedelics cause a person to feel relaxed and have an increased feeling of well-being and satisfaction. It has been reported that when using psychedelic drugs, people with depression feel less depressed, those with anxiety feel less anxious, and those with PTSD feel less stressful in stressful situations. psychedelics are even non-addictive. And even science is backing hallucinogens. In the spring of last year, a group of scientists took the brain scans of a group of people before and after they took psychedelics. They believed that psychedelics could repair or fix neuron branches in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that deals with emotion. Despite this, there is not a lot of evidence or research done on what happens long-term when using psychedelics. Even though there are no recorded causes of overdose on hallucinogens, psychedelics are one of the most dangerous drugs on the planet. 20% of users claim to be assaulted by their visions or have their trips resemble nightmares or fears. Many people have reportedly committed suicide while on the drug or shortly after. So please, do not use drugs without the aid of a doctor or letting them know. I've been Jonah Ginther, Brady's holding that camera, Brendan's over there, signing off.
He didn't take my drugs. More for me, I guess.
Psychedelics may help mental health, but they are not the best solution. You should seek help from a professional first. Sir, you're under arrest for harboring illegal drugs. And remember, we do not condone drug use.